So here's the Christopher Ward one, all this great photography, lots of copy. You can download the entire instructions on the page, got lots of different options, etc. People can enjoy this, choosing and buying this product. This Works is a natural beauty company, big picture, lots of copy, similar products that do different kinds of things, and tabs with delivery, reviews, ingredients, directions, all the questions a potential buyer might have, but organized rather well. Again, it's just their effort. Somebody sits down, takes that picture, writes this copy. I love this. The zoom. People don't think about using zooms right and take which pictures can I zoom. But look at that. That's the attention to detail. That's bigger than the real world, that photograph, if you go to their website. And it helps sell watches, and these are expensive products, £300. If you're worried about copy, buy this. I didn't write it, I just know Mel, she's great. How to create websites and catalogs that sell more. It's called Flicks and Clicks, you can get it on Amazon. And last time I looked, it's about £4, and you can get it on your Kindle. But it's brilliant how to write copy that sells on a website and also embraces all the other online things that we need to worry about, like search engine optimization. Right, so we've got our visitors, we've got them to engage with the website. The next thing we need to do is persuade them to buy. How do we do that? So in general, so what ultimately makes for a good proposition? And for me, this is the nub of the matter. Before I tell you the answer, I'm going to tell you who your competitors are. So of the people with shops, honestly, who doesn't have economic competitors, as in these kinds of guys, where you can buy your kinds of products? Here's a few: ASOS, eBay, John Lewis, Amazon. So you are naive in the extreme if you think that your product is so unique that you can't get an economic equivalent on one of these websites, unless you sell industrial screw fittings. And we have clients that do that and so on. But generally, selling to consumers, they're the competition. So you've got to work really hard to persuade people that you're the place to be rather than there. Easier said than done. So let's think about that. If you've got a strong brand and people have heard of your company name, then it's very good. So firstly, you need desirable products. I get lots of inquiries from, again, no disrespect, women who call up and say, I want to start a designer kids boutique for sustainable clothing. You know, because they're going to make their riches, and you can't do that. You need a massive amount of capital, lots of marketing, etc. So desirable products, well presented, attractively priced, securely paid for, and nicely delivered. All these things matter. If you do these kinds of things, those are the base ingredients of having a successful business before you start thinking about clever stuff to put on your website. However, you do need to communicate this. And communicating this is a lot more important than all the other things that you probably waste your time on. How do you persuade people to buy? Well, first, a lot of it's about the service. Amazon doesn't worry about much nowadays, except for these kinds of things. Although it doesn't do a call center. It worries about delivery, returns, packaging, and so on. That's of the essence, because you know what you're getting. So I have clients, and they don't worry about things like that. I'm thinking, nuts. You're in London nowadays. I want next day delivery. I'd like a time slot. I'd like it on Saturday. I want a great returns policy. Then I'll buy. So there are women who are married to me in my family who get tens of boxes a week, and she buys from certain places because she knows that she can send them back with it, and the guy will come to the office and pick them up and take them away. That's compelling. Really is. And there's no charge for it. How convenient. It's a lot more convenient than going to a store, because the postman will come to her office and just picks up the box. All she has to do is get the return slip out of the packet and stick it on. That makes it so. That's a lot more important than all the other things that you probably worry about. And make sure it's communicated. Can't remember why this slide's up there. It's worth putting delivery and returns on a per product basis throughout the site, because a lot of people get to the basket page and they're thinking, oh, what if I don't like it? And then they go. Customer service, how do people like interacting with you? It's all by email. Make sure you respond to customer emails very quickly. We all know how frustrating it is if I've got a concern about the product I'm buying and it takes 24 hours for somebody to come back to me. You'll lose the business. Answer it well. And then a quarter still by phone. this live chat stuff, don't buy it. Work on your delivery options. I've already covered that. These are the typical things. But I'd seriously, when you're starting, get this bit right. How you get the goods to the, and then make sure you communicate it very well. And the other thing on persuading people to buy, which I think is important, reviews and ratings. Put those on your site. Don't mind how you do it. And there's a certain advantage by using a third party that has good, strong ties with Google, because they can make sure that your review ratings appear in your listing on the search result page, which is quite good, because that helps you get the click in the first place. Baskets. So this is the transactional piece, if you like. Security, big buttons, and the big thing that people, apart from technical issues on a website, the big thing that causes people to leave here, it's generally either security or delivery. Don't like the delivery charge. Oh, I'm buying this £44 product, I realised I've got to pay another £5 for delivery. I hadn't realised that. Don't like you anymore. So what happens? You could say they're unrealistic, but that's how they behave. And then, so just have the two big buttons. The only thing you want them to do on this page is check out, nothing else. Don't overcomplicate it. And the reason is, I've got some stats later, I'll show you how that page works. If you've got beautiful packaging, please show it. Now, when you go to a nice department store, they give you a great big bag. What do you do with the bag when you get home? You don't tear it to shreds. You leave it on the coffee table or on the dining table for a few minutes, for a few hours, and you luxuriate in that wonderful feeling, this great sense of anticipation for you. But you keep the packaging and you love it for a bit. You don't get that online. The reason why people don't like gifting online is they don't get to see the smile and the reaction on the giftee. So when we figure out how to do that nicely online, it's the same when you show it. If you've got great packaging, show it to them, because they'll love you all the more. Oh, it comes in a great box, rather than in a horrible brown package with the Jiffy bag. Seriously. If you don't have nice packaging, think about getting it. Make it simple to integrated payments. Don't do that silly thing when you go off into another payment world like WorldPay. Stay on the website where at all possible. There is security consideration which you need to think about called PCI. I'm sure your IT people can sort that out. PayPal is a great way. Have PayPal on your website. It's so easy to buy on PayPal. People think, oh, it's a funny thing. Not everyone has PayPal. If you've got a PayPal account, all you have to do is type in your email and password to complete a purchase, rather than mucking around with billing accounts, those 3D authentication codes and so on. And when you put PayPal on your site, I guarantee you about a quarter of your customers will use it. It's very popular, and particularly powerful on mobile if you have a mobile site. No distractions on the checkout, so take out all the marketing, all the other stuff, make it really clean and simple, get the language and tone right. Here's an example. There's a huge difference between pay securely now and submit or confirm. So just go through the language on your website and making sure it's sort of conducive to doing business with you. Oh, the registration or not, please don't use the registration word, but it's legitimate to get them to create an account. You just need to give them some reasons why it's a good thing they should create an account. Because you're going to send them an email when the goods go out. And guess what? Next time you have a promotion, they'll be the first to know. Don't just get them to register, because that's like being in a concentration camp, and we don't want that. I've got a quiz now, because you're all flagging in attention. We're probably about 80% of the way through. Which of these checkouts converts the best? Okay, I'm going to show you 3 checkouts. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to study each, and then I'm going to play them again, and you can have another 2 seconds, and then we'll have a vote, okay? And the prize is a handful of sweets from our stand, which is over there, the black one. Okay, number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Okay, one more time. Number 1. Nice big promotion, clear delivery costs, clear buttons. Number 2. Attractive, compelling extra offers, clear delivery information, big red buttons, image, pink button, secure checkout, nice language, very simple. Okay, hands up for number 1. Hands up for number 2. Hands up for number 3. You're all wrong. I know the actual conversion ratio for this is by far and away the most converting. It converts at close to 10%. So you're thinking, oh, Roger, it defies all the conventions. It's really messy. It's cluttered. Do you know why? It's not about that. What it's about is the business. Think about it. If I like premium fish cakes, fine fillet steaks, I'm going to come back. And I'm going to buy them again. And I will put up with whatever we, because we're clever, think about this page, because I want more fillet steaks. And I'm a loyal customer, and I love the product. And guess what? It arrives on Saturday when I want it to. They're 40 odd percent, 40 to 45% of their total traffic comes from email marketing activity. They will send out in a single day to their VIP customer. How many customer segments do you think they have? Secondary quiz. 5, 10, 50, or 100? 5, any takers? You all know it's a big number, otherwise we wouldn't go. So they've got 50 customer segments, and each one of those segments gets different marketing material. The ones in the VIP segment, which is the people who buy regularly, get 2 emails a day when they've got a promotion. And they don't mind, because it's a great offer. So what's that about? It's not about the website, it's about the marketing, thinking through who customers are, and putting the right tools in place so that those customers can come back and buy. I caught you all out. I did better than I expected. Normally 30% of the people get it. So here's how baskets work. So on average across all sites, the number of people who actually see a basket is less than 3%. That's shocking, isn't it? That's how useless your efforts at persuading people to even consider adding it to a basket. This is on average across about 40 sites. 10% of people exit on the basket page. Exit the site, period. Why? I don't know. Find out. And only 43% actually complete, so 43% complete their orders, roughly. So it's, on average, it's somewhere between 40 and 60%. Any higher than that, you're doing really badly. So you need to think about your checkout. And this is waste, this whole area. So I would urge you, think about the basket page and then consider this. This is much more important because a large part of the drop-off actually happens on the basket page itself, which is the moment you say, open your wallet, and at that time they have a long, hard thing. So make that page work away if there's one thing you take away. And you can always do this, send them out an abandoned basket chaser automatically. So here's one on the RSBB's website. Dear me, here's what I was looking at, and click here to retrieve your shopping basket. Don't make this an aggressive sales pitch. Just make it a gentle, will you have any problems? If you've got any last minute questions, just come on as a customer service type email. They're terribly easy to do nowadays. So, they've made a purchase. Your next duty is to get them to come back. Donald Russell did this incredibly well, as I explained already. So look at your conversion data, conduct the surveys, do the trigger emails, do the email marketing. I'm a huge fan of loyalty schemes, which I come back to, and then catalog marketing. You've got the email names and addresses, so send them a reminder. It doesn't have to be a 5,000-page catalog. It can be a 30-page one. Look at this. Recent survey, 26% had 20% of their traffic from emails of the companies that we looked at. It was about 15. 20% had email traffic converting at 8% plus. That's astonishingly good. So people who do email marketing well get fantastic results from it. Best practice, get your email to build up so work hard at building up your email database. This is why I'm a big fan of doing the account creation, not registration, because you get the email address. And you can then send them things. So you've got to be nice to them and then give them a reason. There's an article on our website, Email Marketing, 20 Ways to Expand Your Email Database. Different things to do to increase your email database. It performs well, as we already talked. Remember that emails are increasingly opened on mobiles, which is the case of having your site built responsively, because you don't want to send them to a desktop site necessarily. A little bit of guidance, design your transactional emails. A lot of people have rather perfunctory confirmation emails, which don't have anything on them, but you can say, look, we're on Facebook. Look, here's some reviews, and here's some frequently asked questions, here's some more information about our delivery, and here's 3 other great products that go with the one you just bought. So please think about them. Manage their content and update them on a regular basis. A lot of people just forget about it because it's part of the plumbing. No, work on it, it's an opportunity. And make sure they're recorded properly in analytics. Time and time again, I look at customer emails, I say, where are the tags? How do you know how this important subsector of your traffic is behaving on your website? Where they go, where they abandon, what products they go to. You can't tell, you're flying blind. How do you make intelligent decisions moving forward? Another thing they're increasingly doing is when you hit a site, after a few seconds, it comes up with a pop-up saying, oh, can we have your email, please? You've got to give them a jolly good reason. Why? Sign up today for exclusive offers. So motivate them. That's quite easy to do. Loyalty schemes I'm a big fan of, particularly in a world where you have an economic equivalent on Amazon, who have all sorts of clever ways of locking you in and much bigger resources than you do. A loyalty pimp will build up equity in, well, you know how they work. You're basically saving money, which you can then deploy on a purchase later on. So if I've got hundreds of loyalty points on Vandal shoes, for example, why would I buy them anywhere else? Because I can get a discount. It's effective discount. But it's a loyalty program as well, so I feel good about it. And you can motivate people to review, sign up for a newsletter, introduce a friend. A lot of these things are quite easy to do, again, particularly in the Magento world, where there's sort of little extensions like Sweet Tooth that do all the administration and the configuration of this for you. So, in summary, that's a bad picture. It's the liberty, the Delacroix's liberty, leading the people of Paris to freedom, which is where you're going. 5 fundamentals. So before you do any of this, these are all good things, do these things. Firstly, you need a plan. So a business goal. So many people just do stuff without thinking about why they're doing it. So agree the plan. Now's a good time. We're getting into 2015. What's your plan? I'm going to grow by 10%. Fine. Break that down into key activities. If you're business owners, you're going to give this to a marketing manager to implement. If you're a marketing manager, how do you know if you've been successful and where you're going to spend the money? So break it down into key activities and then identify a set of metrics for each activity so you know you've been successful. I'm going to improve our conversion ratio from email by 5%, and that will give me X amount of business. I'm going to reduce my overall bounce rate by 3%, so I'm going to do all this stuff on content, etc., etc. Define activities to achieve those metrics. This is 101, it's not clever stuff, but a lot of people don't do it, and then measure your results. So please do all this before you do anything. And then basically, you've only got two things to do. You've got to increase your traffic by source, we looked at that earlier, increase the orders and conversions, or increase the average order value. Those are the only taps that you can turn, and I would break it down for new customers and existing customers. And even if you do that, you'll be way ahead of the competition. So, and this will drive the activities that you then implement. So I just round off with, does anybody know this business, Lings? Contract hire, car rentals, car leasing business. Look at that website. Defies all the rules. So it's a £35 million business. And Ling famously once said, I'll read it out just in case you're short-sighted. On a website, you are competing with YouTube, porn sites, and Facebook. You are not trying to outbore your local council website. So open the energy taps, eat sugar, and get on with something exciting. Split testing, focus groups, etc. is just a fast road to the lowest common denominator. Just as you see in politics, boring. Okay, she's quite outspoken. I've just been telling you to go off and do all these things and think about it. However, it's for you to figure out. It's your businesses, your customers, your products, etc. I'm just giving you a few tools that I've seen. Having said that, I thought I'd look at her website again before talking to you this morning. She's changed it all. So I'm guessing that this works better than what she had before, for reasons we might understand. And then my final point, keep it simple. Ackley Road, once at one of our client events, came along, and the guy stood up there, Edward David, he said, look, the best website in the world is one that the customer doesn't even notice. It's about you and your products and so on. So, and then the final thing, a little plug. However, you need a right platform, a good piece of software to run your e-commerce, and some guys, an agency, who sort of have experience and know what they're doing, which is my company. That was my final tip. I don't know, what's the format with questions and things? How am I doing for time?
We've got 15 minutes.
Okay. I'm happy to take general questions if there are any. Equally, if you want a private chat, our stand is over there, number C66 with a black background.
Okay.
Thanks for your time and attention.
Thank you very much, Roger. Thank you.